I asked ChatGPT to give me a response to my wife if I got late again in the voice of Snoop Dogg, but also in the voice of a normal everyday husband. This is the normal everyday vanilla husband. I apologize for being late again. It was thoughtless of me and I regret causing any inconvenience or stress for you. I will do my best to make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. And I love you. So that's the normal husband. This is how Snoop Dogg will do it. My bad for being late again. My bad for causing stress and inconvenience. My bad for not showing you love and respect you deserve. But know that I'ma do my best, dog, to make it right, cause you're my ride or die, dog. You're my love. I don't know why I would call my wife dog, but those are the responses that ChatGPT gave. Will it replace our jobs? Are there pros? How can you use it to the maximum of your ability? Are there cons? Should we be concerned? Are there privacy concerns that you should be having as you use ChatGPT? My name is Richard Okenye. This is Gadgets Africa. Let's discuss ChatGPT. So what is ChatGPT? Of course, chat, having a conversation. GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. This is a language model that has been developed by a company called OpenAI. OpenAI is the one behind some other AI generative tools like DALL-E, which gives you images from text prompts. So I'm sure you've seen this a lot on social media recently. Unless you've been, of course, hiding under a rock, you've also not heard of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is different from Google and Microsoft and all the other search engines because it's been trained to understand exactly how humans or what exactly humans mean when they ask questions. So it gives you answers in such a conversational manner as if it's already looked at all these websites and gotten an exact answer to what you're looking for. When ChatGPT, and to be specific, GPT-3 was released in November of 2022, within the first 6 days, it already had 1 million users using the platform. Now, to put this into perspective on how mind-blowing it is, Netflix used 3.5 years before it got to sign up 1 million users. Facebook, from February of 2004 to December, is when it was able to realize 1 million users signing up on the platform. So that's how mind-blowing it is that within 6 days, within a week, there were those many people interested on using this platform. And there are many other ways you can use ChatGPT, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first, how do you access it? It is not available on App Store or Play Store, because that's the question I think we've received a lot if you can download ChatGPT. Go to your browser, type out OpenAI, and then you will, of course, be directed to ChatGPT. Get to sign up. You can use your Google account or your email address, and then you get a dialog box and immediately begin having that conversation with ChatGPT. So what are some of those use case scenarios that you can use ChatGPT, and how can you use it efficiently to improve your day-to-day work? Some of those pros that come with using ChatGPT. First, of course, as an alternative search engine. You can use Google to find directions. You can use Google to find places to eat, or find almost every single thing that you want to know from the internet. However, ChatGPT, as I already said, an alternative search engine which is a bit quicker than what you're used to in Google or Microsoft. These other ones index websites which you can get to access and receive the information you're looking for. ChatGPT gives you an authentic, almost always accurate answer, and it takes very few seconds if you compare to the very many seconds and the very many answers that you will receive in Google. Second use case, use ChatGPT as a super assistant, and this is across very many tasks that you do, whether it's writing an email, whether it is writing a poem, writing an apology to your wife, as we did with that Snoop Dogg and husband comparison, or you're writing a CV or a resume, or you're applying for a job and you're already seeing this job application details and you want to do that as fast as possible. This, as an assistant, can get to, of course, use the already trained methods that it has to simplify and give you an answer in the fastest way possible. You can use it to brainstorm content ideas. So if you're a writer and you want to write an article, you want to write for a blog, and you're thinking of various topics, it can narrow down to some of those that you'll be interested in and shorten the experience for you. It can also help you in generating marketing strategies. If you're an advertiser and you like to approach a market, how do you advertise honey in Nairobi? It will use what it already has pre-trained to give you answers that sound human-like, and you can use this for your strategies. So content and brainstorming are some of those ways that ChatGPT comes in usefully as a super assistant. It is amazing, of course. ChatGPT summarizes your work, helps you brainstorm, but also some of those cons, disadvantages, limitations, and concerns that are arising out of this chatbot technology. One, it will provide you inconsistent, inaccurate, and general answers. If you're a programmer, for example, and you want to code a website, of course, we've said you can, get a few lines of code from ChatGPT. However, if you need an application that is working like Spotify or WhatsApp or Instagram, it will be impossible, at least as of now, to get something that is fully working to apply in your other day-to-day tasks. Two, there's a lot of users and its popularity has, of course, risen all across the world. The responses are now slow. Sometimes it's completely not accessible and unavailable. So I'm hoping that behind the scenes, OpenAI is working on ensuring that ChatGPT is keeping up with the many queries that are coming out of the current number of users. The other con that comes with ChatGPT does not have information beyond 2021. So if you needed something like finding out about Sony's latest Walkman, you won't find it if you query ChatGPT. However, hopefully they are developing GPT-4 to, of course, respond to the many modern and latest queries that the users have. So for example, here I asked ChatGPT what 10 plus 10 is, and the answer being 20, of course, that was the first response. I misled it and trained it to answer 22. The chatbot went ahead and apologized for that confusion and said the correct answer to 10 plus 10 is 2022. The answer is 22. Seems I'm stuck in the past, just like GPT's answers. But of course, as you can see, it is easy for this chatbot to mislead you because it gives you answers depending on how it has been trained, not necessarily on what the correct answer is. Which brings us to the next set of concerns. Will ChatGPT replace us in our jobs? And are there privacy concerns that you should take note of even as we continue using this chatbot? Take a look at the various assistants we have, named Siri, namely Google Assistant. We have autopilot, and pilots are still at work. Take a look at the various automatic robot vacuum cleaners and rice cookers that are available. It hasn't replaced any cook that I know, or any janitor whatsoever, or any pilot, as we've mentioned with the case of autopilot. So that being said, you would of course give me a scenario of writers or programmers. As we said, it's easy for ChatGPT to give you a full essay or a whole blog post, or give you some lines of code. But remember, this is only for repetitive tasks. As I said, it can help you brainstorm, it can help you with ideas on how to write a blog post. But on serious cases, let's say there's a programmer who needs to develop an application or a full-on government website, or you're a writer, an investigative journalist, or you're reporting on a specific case within the populace, it is indeed hard for ChatGPT to replace you within that job. The other thing, as we've mentioned, the glaring limitations and cons, ineffectiveness, inaccurate answers, tweaks that can lead to answers which are completely wrong. Those, of course, portray that, in fact, this technology is not ready or is not yet at a stage where it can replace or take over our jobs. That being said, if you are used to doing repetitive tasks, most likely in the near future, if you don't find a way of integrating these AI tools within your day-to-day activities, it is easy for it to surpass your intelligence or your usefulness in that particular task. So I think instead of getting afraid or thinking that AI tools or such technologies will replace your jobs, it's important to embrace them and find a way of adding them to your day-to-day activities. Would I personally pay for ChatGPT? Not in the format it currently is in. It has inaccurate answers. It's a bit difficult to use if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. And I think if it got integrated with other existing technologies from OpenAI itself even, including DALL-E or any others in Discord like Midjourney, or any technology that can bring me images, video, and do a myriad of other activities, I can pay for ChatGPT. How much would I pay for it? Nothing above 350 Kenyan shillings, I think, unless it is extremely a super assistant that does most of my tasks. So far, what I'm using it for is brainstorming and coming up with titles or tweets or some few everyday ideas that I would normally be able to do, but now it's doing it at a faster rate. So if it got better with time, yeah, we'll get to see. But I'd love to know what you think about paying for ChatGPT, how much you will pay for it, and if there's anything else we didn't mention in this video, please make sure you do so below in the comment section. This has been Gadgets Africa on ChatGPT. My name is Richard Okenye. See you in the next one.